think the more we talk about it without fear, you know what I mean? It's great that we're saying it, but it's us talking about it without fear. So the fear, to get rid of fear and just talk about it, letting go is just that simple. We do not think about how the trees are growing, how the sky, moves, how the sun comes up every day. Like if our thoughts were on how that operates and thinking we had anything to do with it, I mean, it's exhausting. That's not our purpose. It's not our place. It's not our, we're instruments for, we're instruments that have this ability to interpret and communicate. And we've been given these five senses, but they're all instruments for the divine. And it's for the divine in all of us, so that we do not each have to experience. We can literally say, thank you, take what we can from it and move on. But we can choose with all we have in front of us. We can choose and choose and choose. And when we get back to this space, the point of it all, there is no language. There are no words at the point of it all. There is feeling. And the more we unite, the more this one becomes one to a higher and higher power. We just one to an exponential number. The more we become one, working for one, as one, with one in mind, like it all just comes together, that we are actually looking at it this way. Because that's what it is. But it's a matter of us feeling it instead of feeling this whirling and anxiety that all of this stuff is, when as soon as we settle our mind, we realize that it's all blissful and peaceful and joyful. And playing in that area, in the imagination, when we play in that area of imagination more and more, it becomes our life in a daily, we live our imagination. But if our imagination keeps getting focused by our systems that are in play, by our media and our news and our conversation at the moment, we just have to choose which conversations that we're gonna give attention to. And attention is the biggest commodity. That's literally our energy. Our individual energy adds up tremendously. So our individual energy, when I can grab the attention of the masses towards my products, all of a sudden I, the strong force, am controlling the direction, but I've got the weak force, I've got the attention of the masses. So the masses, you can get the attention of the masses through using data and using what you know and using different formulas. You can also do it by drawing the attention, and that's what we're trying to do, is draw the attention where it's natural, where people are looking and seeking and finding. So seeking more and finding more and seeking more and finding more, and it becomes more and more fulfilling the more and more they seek in our direction. That the conversation that we're having resonates and feels more fulfilling with each interaction, with each conversation, with each channel we open, with each connection that we, this is how we connect people and opportunities worldwide, is just living in this space. Yesterday, we were talking about the space being at the point of it all, and where we're building this conversation is we haven't worked out the finances. We haven't worked out how we're giving back to the world. But the biggest thing is just to have people feel the feeling. So amplifying the message comes first. So it's having everybody like and repeat copy make jokes of, whatever attention that can come in our direction,
Right.
just gives more life to the message. And the message is coming out. Like, so all of this, that as I'm sleeping and taking time and exhaling, as soon as we press the go button on the launch site, I kind of exhaled, but I let go of a lot of me that allowed for a lot more insight. And
Right.
this point of it all is where we're going to kind of keep our conversation and keep what we're building. And as we're building it, because it is at the center, it is visible but transparent. So having the money that's donated or gifted our way, having the solutions that come our way, having the opportunities that come out, having it be visible to all in real time, and operating without any fear, with, just trust and acceptance as we're going. We are going to draw naturally with the divine. We're working with that magical energy. We're working in the space that doesn't have to work through the manipulative world of material humanity. There's so many different manipulations to operate, to move through, to just to get in the US, just to get a product approved, or to get a law passed, or have your voice heard, or write a paper, or get a patent, or launch a website. There's so many things to so many things that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So in this space that we're operating, we're just trusting that we're getting honest information in real time that serves all, that realizing that the information that's served is never going to take. So anything I give, there is no fear for survival. So I'm an open book, but a lot of the stuff that we bring to the table will be just like everybody else. And at the point of our stories is that as we get to the point, everything that we're going to build we're building out of materials that are a clean slate. So even though there is the element of love outside of this space, you can see it in humanity, you can see it in nature, you can see it in, maybe you can't see it necessarily in astrology, maybe you can. Maybe you can't see it in the stars, maybe you can. Maybe you can't see it in, but you can see it in history, you can see it in, so you can see love in many places. But I can definitely see love at the center of all of this. So we're just choosing to use words that we can see will be at the center of our creations. And we're just creating, because words have the power, they hold with them what they are. So the supporting materials that we're using is in thought. Our supporting materials are the thoughts and the words and the images and the feelings that live in this center, at the point of it all. So at the point of it all, none of us want fear, so we're trying not to use that. Even though we're using it to make the point, it will not ever, we're not going to give it the attention, we're not going to give it life, we're going to give peace life and talk about it and talk about it. We're going to give bliss life and good and beautiful. But before words were created, the alphabet was created, the communication, creating sentences, creating verses, everything. So the point of all of it is that we didn't have a choice, that it was coming out. We had to communicate this, knowing that serves all of us. So even though our interpretation may be whatever it is, the point of all of our stories is that this we're born with this knowing, with this understanding of oneness, with this natural call to love and live joyfully and communicate and bond and create and be, and this natural thing. And then we bring words into it, and words are fractured. When you take away the words, we come back together, but the words are our tools, so we've got to use them wisely. So as we create, so that's kind of what I'm saying is, at the point of all our stories is we have this urge. My urge has been to celebrate. I absolutely am excited more and more about every day, about life, about everything. But as it's fulfilling, it's more fulfilling to express it. So literally expresses make it go faster, but so I want to make it go faster for everybody. But I think if you have something that you love, you want to give it, you want to express it. But I also, just speaking about it, bringing it out, there's a peace, a sense of joy that comes with it that I just want to do it every minute of my existence. So I want to be presently present, expressing love and joy. And so this platform allows me to do that without bringing in a lot of past and a lot of future and a lot of goals and a lot of stuff that people have to move out of the way. So this kind of already clears the space, and it speaks of oneness. It speaks in the language of I, us, we, ours. It speaks of what I can do. A lot of our words, as we create them, have limits to them. And that's the, when I say axioms, maxim, and precepts, that's the maxims. We believe we can to a point. But with God, we believe we can so much greater. That belief, that knowing that we have is minuscule in all of the thought that's out there, in all of the stories. It's so minuscule, but it's throughout everything. It's in everything. It's the essence of everything. Is that knowing is there. And it's literally like as we look more and more to outer space, we see more and more. We see more and more black holes, more and more deleted information, more and more question marks. We see more and more amazement, more and more. And all we're doing is seeing more of what we already know. So it's looking within is where we find the answers, not looking without. We already have a multiverse in many ways to say the same thing. If you and I were sitting in front of a candle and we blew out the candle, we both would have a different way to explain that experience. We already have a multiverse. A universe is bringing it together, and harmonizing is bringing it together beyond words, where we're just singing that one note of oneness. It's resonating at a level where we just can sing and dance without the words, without the fear, without the, so all of that is looking within, and we can all do it, and we can do it, but that's the point of our story. Why we're bringing this to everybody is we believe we can see the point of our story is that we can see that we can, but whether or not we choose to, we are part of a moving energy, and all of it is moving with or without us celebrating our part in it. But we can play a part, and we can play our part. We can play and dance and enjoy and live knowing everything's okay and we're all right. And this duality is just how we are able to choose. And it is a gift. And in the present moment, we are good. And it's finding a way to clear that space in us. This is how I believe at the point of our story is how to choose that point, and we become fulfilled, and we see how much greater our power is as we come together. So as we unify, we're able to use the power that we see in magic, the power of stillness, the power of being able to create from our imagination anything we want. But we can create so much greater with our collective imagination because we all bring a piece to the puzzle. We all bring an insight to this grand picture. So this is a place where we all bring our insights playfully want to share. And in this space, this is where we actually can uncover the theory of everything, that we can see how we all come together. We can actually build at the speed of light. We don't create things where it's going to take 7 years to get a patent, and it's going to take 13 years to get this paper actually published or seen. We have the capabilities right now. Artificial intelligence has every ability to see how energy moves. It can see how we can grab attention, how the attention is, but what drives this attention and how we are able to create AI and create these insights is this amazing knowing that's inside of us, that as we connect, we don't need permissions. We just need to know it's all right, and that no matter what we create, it's okay. It's okay. We just celebrate it as we're doing it. But we have the tools right now to celebrate in real time all that we're creating. So the point of our story is to celebrate, and that literally this is a way to bring the magic to life by creating a space where we just automate our habits to connect, our habits to speak in love, to speak as one. It's a space to kind of automate what we know and see how this magic plays out as we come together. But this knowing, I think we all have, and speaking as one only makes sense. Coming together and trusting only makes sense. Finding a way to rejoice every day, and for us to actually feel the pleasures of the joy of automation instead of our businesses enjoying the joys of automation. Like to have the human spirit be able to automate this feeling and go right to this place of bliss, immediately resonate, and then share at that level. From my point of view, I have a great perspective to share with the world, but it's having a free space to communicate divinely what we know. So that's kind of the point of our stories and the point of why we're sharing it. But I really believe that what we're creating, I'll do that. And we're going to find a way to, come at this weekly so we can celebrate and create bigger and greater and have more involvement. And I don't know if that clarified, but truly the point of all of it is that it's inevitable, that it's coming out, that it's all great, and seeing it is wonderful, but playing as if is what we can do right now. Humanity can play as if we know what's going to happen, because in our hearts we do know. We know we all come together. We know it all works out. We know there is something greater. We know we are one. We know it is all divine. We have a knowing, but our actions are acting according to the communication that we're sharing. And we know that communication is outdated. The communication doesn't serve us in real time. So it's just communicating from our imagination and knowing that it's here. Some of us can feel it and see it, but it's right for all of us to be able to rejoice in it and in the moment.